everybody. My name is Jacob McKee. It's very nice to see you all today. Today I'll be talking to you about three separate incidents that have enriched my life personally and have inspired me to help others. There's a quote I'd like to share with you guys from Octavia E. Butler, and she said, "Drowning people sometimes die fighting their rescuers." I bring up that quote as a reminder that whenever you're dealing with a first responder, be they from the fire department, emergency medical services, EMS, or the police department, or even your local lifeguard, security guard, these people typically, when they give directives, have your best interests at heart, and it's always good to heed their advice. Now, moving into my incidents, the first would be an infant airlift that I was a part of. I was a lifeguard in the summer of 2012. There was a toddler who had sustained severe burns to the bottoms of their feet. And so me and my coworkers cleared out a large grass area for them to land a medical helicopter and actually airlift the toddler out to Children's of Oakland Hospital. It was a very proud moment of mine because I realized that through teamwork and clear communication, we can help a child, in a medical emergency, seek the care that they truly need at a children's hospital, Children's of Oakland, one of the best in the region. Moving on to my second incident, it would be for my current employer, Facebook. We had a security threat come and affect two separate campuses. New York was one campus that we had fully evac'd and police sweeping within 30 minutes. And then we had our local campus that actually took quite a bit longer to clear due to the amount of employees and the size of the buildings. However, both campuses were fully swept, both buildings were cleared by PD, and my role in this to police dispatchers and letting them know where to set up their command center, where we can find their command center, relaying this information from the police department to my management, and relaying management back to PD, and just being the conduit for communication is a very proud and defining moment, I feel. And the last incident on my list, actually, is the most defining moment. I was visiting a friend at the Costco in Union City. They had just gotten off their shift, and so we were quickly catching up before leaving. On my way out, an individual came and grabbed my arm and asked me, "Excuse me, sir, can you please help this elderly gentleman here sitting at this picnic table?" I was wearing a lifeguard hoodie, and so he thought I could help. So I went and I inspected the elderly individual, and he had his chin in his chest, and his face was drooping, and he had drool coming from his mouth, and I was concerned. So first I approached with my voice, "Excuse me, sir, are you okay?" And he didn't respond, and so then I followed up with a quick, "Excuse me, sir, are you okay?" Again, he didn't show any response at all, and so I was very concerned. So I went to go check his pulse here, and I actually couldn't locate it. The individual was very elderly, and the pulse was very difficult to find. And so I laid him down to start CPR, and as I laid him down with the help of the individual who grabbed me, as he was laid down, I noticed his stomach began to jump and pump, and so I realized that the individual was about to throw up. And so with the help of the man next to me, I rolled him onto his side, and he actually threw up a very large chunk of hot dog. The hot dogs at Costco are very, substantial. So, he ended up getting a piece stuck in his airway. And so it was dislodged, and his eyes fluttered open, and he was finally able to see me and regain consciousness. I consider that my most defining incident, just because I know that if his brain would have gone longer with lack of oxygen, there could have been greater injury to his brain or himself after regaining consciousness. Um, and so, again, I would like to remind everybody, just as Octavia Butler said, drowning people sometimes die fighting their rescuers. I would like all of you to keep in mind that that lifeguard sitting in the chair, that firefighter, coming down the block, or maybe even your local cop just doing a traffic patrol. Our first responders have a very difficult job, and they almost always have the public's best interest at heart. Those are the three most defining incidents that have shaped me, and I thank you for your time.